Yeah, the blue enemies are a pain. Yeah, especially when they spawn on top of you. That's why I was saying I needed some speed moves, because if I had some speed, I'd be okay. But no speed, no win. Alright, let's just spread out. I'm not trying to go for level 2. I think this is going to have to be my last run, no matter what. Sucks. But it is New Game Plus. Like, I've had tons of people chiming in that, like, boy, this game gets hard after the first couple. I love the fact that the New Game Plus does give you more snake segments. I think that's, frankly, such an incredible idea as far as Ascension goes. It just puts me in this really stinky position of, like, oh boy. Even with that, I don't think I can scale hard enough or fast enough. Yeah, you're up to New Game Plus 4. Damn! And again, I also have not been playing this that much. I think I have a cumulative, what, 5-6 hours tops? I might move away from the, oh shoot, whatever the Psychino Vagrant, whatever class that is. I think I might move away from trying to satisfy that one. It's fun, and results in some pretty cheesy biscuits, but I think it might be better that I just mix two very strong, as opposed to super all-rounder. Okay. Blunt arrow, long shot. I'm gonna go blunt arrow. We're gonna try something. We're gonna go ranger build. Ooh, hunter. We're gonna go for a heavy knockback barrage, and if I can get that divine arrow machine build as well, I will be a happy camper. But yeah, knockback arrow. The blunt arrow seems like it has some really interesting potential. There we go. Archer. Do I care about the rest of these? It's level 5. I'm gonna pick up Spellblade, for better or worse, largely just because it will sit there and leave behind a nice little AoE. Let's see, one of your channel inspired me to make my own. Any advice? Get started. Don't think too hard early on. Thinking can be left for later once you actually, like, really know what you're doing. Gosh, I'm trying to think of everything else. I don't know. I say this every single time somebody asks, but I'm like, I'm working on a script, multiple scripts, for like a how to YouTube thing, but I just... time. Cherish how much time you got. And use it wisely. There we go. Another level in Vagrant. Psykeeper would certainly be interesting. I'll give it a shot, at least for now. I wonder if the boss spawn always starts on the right. Maybe that's part of what's getting me. I'm digging this knockback. There we go. This in a game dev series on YouTube jump-started me on how to start making games. You mean this game specifically? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Let's see. Extra knockback force, extra movement speed. I'm gonna go force push with blunt arrows. I feel like that could get really goofy. Yeah, what we really need is the barrager. If I can get that, this gets real strong. There we go. Yeah, it's all gameplay loop, practically no frills, and is hypnotic. That's something I think I've found myself to crave lately. That I really like games that waste no time and have some really, really clever mechanics to make them stand out. What was the game I played yesterday? Breach Wanderers. I liked the idea of it, but it was a lot of frills to even, like, get going and, like, play the meat of the game, and it was almost more about the... grind than it was about even the deck building and so on and so forth. There we go. I just gotta make sure the oranges aren't there to hurt me. Guess I should probably put that healer one. So you ever check out Just Shapes and Beats? I have a lot of friends that have played it. I personally have never actually put the time in. I probably should. Lots of people have suggested it. I think I guess I have no idea how mechanically complex it is, so I guess I can't really comment in that general direction. Let's see, Paracryomancers, Magician. The odd thing is, we're not actually going for Magician. We just have picked up a number. Carver, Conjurer, Healer. No. Dual Gunner. Okay. So I'm going to put the Psykeeper in the front. We're going to sell the Magician and the Spellblade at this point. Let's get a Dual Gunner. Let's see. Saboteur. Saboteur is a big maybe. I mean, I like this Saboteur. All Vagrants, all the way down. The Archer. Do we sell the Cleric, get the Priest? Yes. There we go. Alright, so now we've got group healing, we've got more AoE. Let's see. Perfect. I think I'm going to maintain archers probably are the strongest class in this game, just baseline. They've got some really sweet perks that go with them. And very few immediate downsides. Okay. Kind of vulnerable to getting shot here. We need the Divine Machine Arrow to really sing here. Oh, I didn't notice how many archers we have. Okay. I think we're good. Boy, that got spooky, though. So, extra defense. Crucier, or I gotta go for a Ballista X. Ouroboros technique would be neat. Sage would be neat. Cannoneer would be perfect. Now, we don't have a fairy. Do we want a fairy? I could potentially get rid of the Psy Keeper. We lose the Psyker, but I don't care too much about that. Yeah, let's do it. We put the Vagrant in the back. I have no idea who I'd put in the front. Because it doesn't really matter. Okay, well, at least we got level 3 Archer, so I'll take it. Wonder do you play with fans? Not often. There we go. Yeah, we still need the Barrager to really get going with what I want to be. But I'm feeling better about this as long as we don't get absolutely blasted by something. Ow. It's okay. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is probably the most recent one that I can really point to. I just... Oh, well, this is stinky. That's fine. Only costs me a little bit, gains me a lot. There we go. Where are they spawning? They're spawning over there. I wonder if there's like a strategy that works particularly well, where you like skim the edges of the arena. Really, it's just knowing where they're gonna spawn is the biggest thing. Oh, owie. Those blue guys are punchy in a bad way. Engineer. Would be interesting. Don't think I'm going to go that direction. Kind of too late. What do I even get rid of at this point? Probably the Saboteur, if anything. Okay. Launcher, Outlaw, Cryomancer. No. Chances of me finding this Barrager are kind of slim to none. You know what sucks? It was a good run. I mean, I guess I could leave it running. That's an option. Resonance. Temporal Chains. Actually, let's just go Temporal Chains. I want the Divine Machine Arrow. But I don't want it that bad. There's the Barrager. Okay, Barrager's amazing. Let's get rid of the Saboteur. Get the Barrager. Reason why the Barrager is great, knocks enemies around. Super solid. Let's see. Get the Saboteur. Can't do that. Okay, nothing. We're at the halfway, though. Okay. So we've got a pretty solid gunship thing going on. I want the homing arrows pretty badly, but I'll take what I can get. But yeah, we're gonna have to finish this round up, and I'll honestly put this run on hold. I can just leave it going, because I was like, this is gonna have to be my last run, because I got places to be at specifically 4 o'clock. And the answer is, that's of course going to be the single run that does incredibly well. I've cursed myself. Ow. I have cursed myself. Boy, this is good. Good run. Let's see, run save. Oh, so I can actually just bop right back out. That'd be lovely. Okay. Right. This was a ranger, high velocity, somewhat forcer build. I don't remember anything else. Today has been weird. I have no idea if... No, this is the right volume, I think. I was just sitting in silence while I was waiting for my computer to start back up again, and boy, that throws me off. This is a really solid build. Very real possibility we're still going to get absolutely demolished here. But we seem to be clobbering our way through most everything. Earlier, I'd mentioned specifically that it feels like the archer is the archer class is the best class in the game, and I think I know exactly why. Unlike every other class in the game, which is kind of limited range, the archer has unlimited range. That it can hit the whole arena and then some. You know, it will often bounce right back. And that ends up actually being incredibly strong. Especially when it's crazy AoE like this, because it's a lot of fire. Okay, we can get a Chronomancer. Now it's level 2. We're maxed out on Archer. The one thing I might want to consider is, like, replacing the Archer, but I like the Archer. There we go. Let's see, did the screen shake stay off? That's an interesting question. Yeah, it did stay off. There's still the weird, like, screen movement. Oop. Ow. That was bad. I'm not sure what we just lost, actually. That might have been the priest? No. We still have the priest. I don't know what my first segment is. Oh, it's the dual gunner. Not anymore. Uh-oh. There we go. It got a little tough. I need to be a little worried here. I think we're fine. The shorter we get, the harder it's going to be for them to hit me anyway. There we go. Yeah, it's just the shooty Tic Tacs are spooky. There we go. Thank you, Cannoneer. So, Intimidation. I like Intimidation. Do I No, let's go Intimidation. I was thinking I could potentially try and reroll. Let's see, do I want to put the Vagrant in the front? No. And would I rather have the Corruptor than the Archer? Probably not. I feel like the Archer is way more immediately valuable damage-wise. Okay. Getting the next level of Dual Gunner. And I think we're good. Okay. This game should be worth more. 10 to 15 bucks would be a fine price. I feel like 10 bucks would be. I think once you start getting into the 15 range, the lack of like a full-on art style would start becoming an issue. But I do agree. I think it should be. It should have. The developer should have charged more. The flip side would be. Oh, god damn it! Wow. I cannot ram a damn thing with a dual gunner. He just dies. I feel like this also would be one of those games that you could almost have like $3 for it, but oh, there goes the priest. Yeah, these guys take nothing. I think we might want to put the Vagrant in front. In retrospect. But almost promote like, hey, it's X bucks for the game, but also buy into the Patreon to continue the development of it. I feel like that actually wouldn't be a bad way of doing it, but I bet Steam would not look kindly on it. How much is the game? It's $3. It's ridiculously cheap for what it is. Alright, I'm gonna move the Vagrant to the front. We're ramming a couple of things here and it's actually becoming a problem. But yeah, 8 to 10 I feel like would have been a much more valuable proposition for this game. On the flip side, maybe I can see a lot of reasons why the developer would go with this. This game only took 3 months to develop and I think is kind of more of a personal experiment than like, you know, really intended to make mad money off of this game kind of thing. I don't know. It's... I'd love to actually see the logic and the reasoning behind it. I understand it for the most part. I know the developer does actually like to write really lengthy post-mortems on the games that he makes. I saw one specifically for this game, and so it feels like it's the kind of thing that I could look into more. See, why is the priest near the front? It's easier for me to protect the front than the back. The back I tend to lose track of. Yeah, how is this game that cheap? I mean, once again, only took 3 months to develop. No art budget, mostly programming. I can absolutely see why it is that cheap. I personally feel like developers should charge a little bit more to continue funding their products. Ah, there goes the back. This happens every single time. I always get sandwiched between them. At least this version is a little easier. Okay. There we go, got it. And we're good. Yeah, Circadian Dice is free, which is another steal. Yup. Okay. Divine Machine Arrow. There we go. That's worth it. Okay. Warden, no. Boy, it is just not giving me the goodies. But Divine Machine Arrow is going to just turn this run from busted shit into should take me to New Game Plus 3, no problem. Because now we've got homing, piercing, and a squad of incredibly good archers. For more simple graphics, I believe it's a personal project, college assignment, testing, and so on and so forth. I think this is more of like a hobbyist kind of thing, that this guy probably just makes video games on the side, as opposed to like his full thing. Or, you know, he's got some kind of other side job that, you know, guarantees he can work on this fairly comfortably. I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to loop out of the way, but I wasn't quite sure what was spawning, and then nothing spawned, and it was like, alright, well, it's fine. Yeah, once you get in the 10 to 15 range, you start getting into the price range of games like Don't Starve, Dust and Elysian and Tale, and whatnot. Yeah, there's this weird sandwich effect. Or maybe not a sandwich effect, a glass ceiling effect? Ooh. We might want to consider What could I get rid of, though? Do we get rid of the Chronomancer? Do we get rid of the Fairy? This is tough. Because I feel like Stormweaver is such a natural expansion. I'm going to sell the Fairy. We're going to go with the Stormweaver. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I feel like Stormweaver is going to make this really silly. If I can make it work. In my opinion, Hollow Knight should be more than it is. I hope for a Silksong. Whoops. I sincerely hope for Silksong they specifically make it easily twice the price of Hollow Knight. Like, make it 30. But, somebody had told me this kind of in regards to Biomutant, that there's this weird glass ceiling effect that comes with video games, that you don't want to charge more, because it puts you in this bad spot where it's just like, but, you don't want to charge 60 bucks or more for Biomutant, because then everybody judges it as AAA price. But AAA games should probably be a little bit more expensive, just, to account for inflation and rising development costs and whatnot. And nowadays they mostly just pack on tons and tons of let's see, tons and tons of microtransactions, season passes, DLCs, so on and so forth. I can't necessarily disagree with them doing that just because. There we go. Just to be able to survive and whatnot. Let's see, AAA have lost all of their physical packaging costs. It's true. I just know, like, 3D, for example, has drastically increased the price of everything year after year. It gets cheaper, but the standards get higher and higher. Let's see. But so, effectively, for, like, smaller AA studios that have difficulty breaking in, they might need to charge more. Yep, that's bad. I really should never be in the center. The center is like the most risky spot I could be. I think the biggest optimization I'm going to make truly with this game is going to be not standing right there. Let's see. But so for a game like this, charging only $3, it's like, yeah, going higher than that, you start getting into very similar places as Hollow Knight, as Slay the Spire, as I'm sure there's tons of other amazing and relatively cheap indie games, Stardew Valley and whatnot. And you feel like you can't charge that much because people would scoff at you. And realistically, like, that's actually kind of true. Isn't Silksong a prequel? I don't think it is. Let's see. Do I want Crucio, Divine Punishment, Hive? Nah. Let's reroll. Explosive Arrow. Oh, hell yeah. I want to say Silksong is a sequel, not a prequel, but I could be wrong. Better have people saying they'd pay more for your game than have people saying it's overpriced. It's true, but I would still say, especially when we're talking about like $3 for a game, if he charged $6, he'd only have to sell half as much. And like, there's 100% like a sweet spot with prices, and I don't necessarily know what that sweet spot will be ever, Especially with like various games. There's no set formula. It could be anything. Oh, why did I do that? I always just circle in the center. Boy, this is obscenely strong. I love it. Because, yeah, the chain lightning, the explosive arrows, the knockback arrows. Oh, those yellow guys. They're not tanks. They're forcers. They're firing their allies at me. That's what's going on. I was so confused by them. Okay. But you always want to undercharge just slightly. Compared to, like, what people will think your game is worth. Because that way they won't think, like, oh, man, I want to get this on sale. They just think, like, boy, that's a deal. I'm going to buy that immediately. Let's see. Especially for, like, small... I'm going to say no-name developers that, you know, really are just making strange games and hoping people are interested. You know, it's not a big deal with, like, big AAA stuff with tons of hype. But... Or... I mean, I guess the other example would be, like, indie developers with tons and tons of pedigree. Like, at this point, Supergiant can make pretty much anything. Like, if they wanted to make, like, some weird fantasy cooking mama, it would sell like hotcakes, just because it's Supergiant. Let's see. Only a couple levels left. I want to get, ideally, everything up to level 2. But the chances of actually getting that to happen, I don't know, we'll see. Might be able to get the dual gunner up. Yeah, I'll buy anything Supergiant at this point, day one. Yeah, same here. Ow. Oh, that was the priest. Okay, that could be decidedly kind of fatal. It's a really bad time to lose the priest. Okay. There we go. We're doing fine. Okay, sacked the Vagrant. Didn't lose anything more valuable. Let's see, I think we lost this Stormweaver. Okay, couple waves left. We're definitely getting hammered here. Last wave. Okay, we're good. Nope. Still a bit of risk. Oh gosh. God. Gosh! Yeah, oranges suck. The fact that they sniped my priest on, like, round 1 is just... seems like a very aggressive game. It is an aggressive game.